Hey, sweetheart, welcome in. My name is Sin. I am your local well-established idiot, and I played with dolls until I was like 12. And because I say that, you'll know that all of my dolls are weird Barbies now. However, I am still into the same strange type things that I was into back then. So, I am technically an adult with adult money, and now I understand why I was being asked if I had doll money, because, dear Lord. Um, but I am kind of just gonna ramble about, like, my dream doll list as someone who's, like, really into weird, like, creepy cute type stuff. This is mainly the multiple different types of Monster High dolls, the Living Dead dolls, but I do have 3, like, miscellaneous dolls I'm going to put at the end, but I will show you what I do have right now, because I loved Laguna. You'll be able to tell when we get to Monster High I had favorites. I loved Laguna. I never had an original Laguna Blue, so when she came out, I had to get her. She's still in her box. It's a little dusty. She's not still in her box because I think you need to keep them there. She's just still in her box because I don't want to lose her parts before I move. I also have, hold on, I'll show you. She's cute. Cover her for her dignity. But I also have a G3 Twyla. I don't know how much I see it, but one of my friends said that out of the G3 dolls, she looked the most like me. I'm gonna turn her into a mini-me eventually. That's just not on the to-do list as of currently, but I found her for like $12, so I bought her. Anyway, we're gonna get straight into it. This is actually a video where I don't need to give you trigger warnings for once, so let's get started with the Living Dead dolls. So I have this broken up 3 parts. I have them in order of series, and then I have exclusives, and then the Living Dead doll presents are their own little category. First, I have series 1 from 2001. I have Sin. I feel like she was an obvious choice to have on here. I mean, my name is Sin. Her name is Sin. She has a cute little devil motif. Little burned at the stake sort of witchy thing. It's real fitting. I don't know, I love her. She's so weird to look at. She is from I specifically want the original that was produced in 2001. I don't want any of the resurrections. I don't know, I feel like she was the cutest in her original form, you know? And then after her, from series 7, which was the 7 Deadly Sins themed series, I want Bedtime Sadie, which was Sloth. I don't really care for any of the other Sadie dolls, but I think it's something about her little skull and bone onesie. I don't know, I find her so cute. I think that was the first time she had the Z on her forehead, if I remember right. I don't think the original Sadie has anything on her forehead. I could be wrong. I'll put a picture here and call myself stupid if I'm wrong, but I don't know, I love the little onesie, the little Dante's bedtime stories. I think she's so cute. And, like, don't get me wrong, some of them have cuter face molds, and that's why I find her little outfit adorable. I don't know. And then series 9 from 2005, I have Eliza Day. I very specifically want the original and not her variant. I think her little eyes to the side sort of look is so cute. I wish they did that more. I think it makes her face look so interesting. I love the dress. The blood dripping is so well done. She's beautiful. I mean, seriously, just look at her. She's stunning. I think she is one of the most beautiful dolls. Like, not face mold wise or anything, just looking at her, she is gorgeous. And then after her, and I need to make sure I pronounce this really well because I have a lisp and you hear things I say wrong sometimes. But next I have from series 11, Maggot, who came out in 2006. I think Maggot has the cutest face mold of all time. I truly do think she is, like, it's something about her eyes. They look like a little bigger than everyone else's. I think she's adorable. I don't know. I love her, which is so strange because this is my worst fear. Like, if you know me personally, you know my biggest fear in life is maggots or like worms, bugs in general, making it under my skin, getting into my bloodstream and stuff. I'm terrified of it. Like, I genuinely can't imagine anything scarier, but she is so cute that I don't care. I don't care. She's adorable. After her, I have from what I believe is the first Halloween series, Pumpkin from series 16, which came out in 2008. Again, I want the black jumpsuit. I don't want the orange jumpsuit, but I'm cool with either if I'm honest. I don't know. I love him. I don't really care for the dolls with a mask on, so I would keep it off, but the face paint on the actual doll, something about Pumpkin reminds me of Sam from Trick or Treat, and I think that movie's so good. I feel like everyone says that, but it's true. We say it because it's true. It's a good movie. It's so cute. His little pumpkin pail that matches his face. I love him. From series 19, I have Sabbatha Blood. I love her hair. It's specifically her hair and how her hair matches her little bow and her socks. I believe this is the all vampire series. I don't know. I think she's so cute though. Her skin being like weirdly blue is really cute. I think it complements her hair really well. I'm obsessed with her hair. That's like my main thing with her, is her hair is stunning. I love the all black and red outfit. I think she's so simple, but in like the most beautiful way. Series 22, I have Peggy Goo from 2011. I have two from this series. I don't know. I love Peggy Goo. I love her little skates. I love the little 50s outfit. This is the zombie series. They were all zombies. I'm like really into zombie stuff, if I'm honest. I'm into zombie stuff. I'm into like vampire stuff. Those are like my big guys, monster wise. I don't know. I think zombies, it's harder for me to get really interested in the actual characters and like care about a plot line. But I love the concept of them. I love their visuals. I love the dolls with skates. I think that this one is the cutest of the three. I don't really care for Frozen Charlotte. And I know hers are ice skates, not roller skates, but whatever. And then my other one from Series 22, Patience Zero. I love her. She's so bizarre looking. Again, I love the zombie concept. I love how they look. I think she's so strange. I like her bandage. I read somewhere that her bandage is like, it was an accident and it was on a different doll in the prototype, like artwork. I don't care. I love her. I think she's so weird, but she's so like, I don't know. I love her little hospital gown and her little socks. I think she's adorable in like the most fucked up gnarly way something can be adorable. And then from series 23, I have Quack. Again, after Maggot, I think Quack has the cutest face mold. I love her little outfit, the little duck costume. This is the Warped Tea Party series. I believe that Quack died from like poison tea or something. I don't know, but I love her. I love her little feet. Her hat is so cute. Again, her face mold's adorable. I saw somewhere that she's like blonde under the hat. Why'd you take the hat off? She's so cute with her hat. Why would you take it? But I love her. I really wish, I don't remember which series it was, but the ones that are inspired by the Wheel of the Year, I really wish I liked those three. Especially since one is Beltane, and Beltane is my favorite holiday. I really wish I liked her. I don't know. There's just, it's something about her face. I don't mind her dress. It's her face. I also wish they had followed the like, because there's colors and stuff connected to holidays. I kind of wish they had followed that a little more. Beltane kind of just looks creepy on the point of looking creepy and like doesn't really fit the holiday she's named after. In my opinion, again, other Wiccans, other pagans in general might think differently. I think Beltane doesn't really fit her style. Sahamid's fine. I just find it kind of boring. And I don't remember what Lammas looks like, but I didn't really like that one either. Anyway, on to series 28. I have the two with twin death dates. I have Onyx and Haze. Series 28 came out in 2014. I love a doll with split dye hair. I do. I think it's so cute. I love her little Lolita outfit. There's something about Onyx that I just think is so like charming. I don't know, I love that she accidentally killed herself with her own ray gun. She's so ridiculous. Why is she ridiculous? I love her. And then Hayes, again, the purple hair. I love the blunt bangs on Living Dead dolls. I think they work really well with their very round face shape. I love her hook. I like that she's one of the amputees. I think her outfit is so cute. Again, just the hair. The hair really does it for me. I love that shade of purple. It's one of my favorite colors ever. There's something about her that's so charming. I love her. My final one from the series that are just like the 5 to 6 released at a time. And she's also from a Halloween series, from series 32, Butcher Boop. I love her mask. It's purely for her mask. She's the only masked doll that, like, I love it. I don't really care for her skeleton face under it, but I wouldn't take the mask off, so it wouldn't matter. I think her outfit's so cute. I think her way of death is insane. I think it's ridiculous. There's just something about her I find so precious. I don't know. I love her. She's so weird. And then I have one doll two dolls. I have a 2-pack from the exclusives. We're going to talk about that real quick because they are considered the first LGBTQ doll by the community. Rose and Violet, the Twisted Love 2-pack, which, like, people saying they're the first LGBT doll, like, by the community, they're called the Twisted Love 2-pack. I'm sorry, they're in love. Something's wrong with them. They shouldn't be. But they're in love. I think Rose is gorgeous. I think their little outfits are both so cute, but there's something about Rose's, like, face makeup that I find a lot cuter. Obviously, like, Violet's not supposed to be as cute. That's the point. But I love them. Violets are my favorite flower, and then white roses are following right after. So their names are enough for me to be really into them. I love the huge bows. I think they're cute. And again, they're queer dolls, and we love that over here. Oh, you can't tell. I have Barbie up there. I have the Barbie soundtrack on the record player. I just forgot to mention her. But I saw her, so I wanted to point her out. But yeah, I love the queerness of her. I think she's so fun. Such a good 2-pack, too. I think some of the 2-packs, like, one of them outdoes the other. I think these two are very balanced. And, like, maybe it's because they're both very simple, but they're very, balanced to me. I really like them. And then we're gonna get into the Living Dead Doll Presents now, which these are merch dolls, essentially. I know Sabrina had one. She's not on here because I find her a little ugly. Something about her, I think it's because it's kind of hard to recreate a human face onto the Living Dead doll mold a little bit. But something about the Sabrina doll just doesn't work for me. She looks a little more evil than she should be for who she is. Forgive me, I love Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, but I don't care for her doll. But starting off, we do have the 1990 Pennywise. If you know me, you know that I think the 1990 version of it is the preferable version. I don't really care for the 80s jump, and I really don't care for the makeup done for Skarsgård's Pennywise. I think it kind of missed the point of why Pennywise is a clown. Like, no child would be approaching Skarsgård's Pennywise because he doesn't fit the time period per clown makeup, so kids wouldn't see him as a friend. But 1990 Pennywise, that's not true. And I think the mold does really well with the clown makeup. I think the clown dolls are in general kind of cute. I just don't really care enough for all of them to have them on here. But I think they did such a good job translating his outfit. I love him. I love his balloon. I think he's so cute. As you could probably guess, I'm a Chucky fan, so I do have Chucky and Tiffany on here. I want both. I do. I love Chucky. I'm not really a big franchise person for horror, but I do think that Chucky is, like, my favorite franchise. I prefer him after he changed over to being Chucky instead of Child's Play, which could just be because, again, I'm born in 2003. I'm younger. It makes more sense for us to prefer ones came out closer to us. I say it's because I prefer the Jennifer Tilly timeline. I'm gay. I don't know. I think she's cute. And we get Glenn and Glinda around that point. We get Nika Pierce after that point. So, like, that era of Chucky is my favorite. So the fact that we start getting merch for the two of them in, like, these really cute forms, big fan. I love their dolls. I think Tiffany's is so, like, deranged and, like, such a fitting way for her character. I think Chucky's a little ugly, but I think Chucky should be a little ugly. Like, I don't think Chucky dolls should be overtly cute. I think he's a strange-looking dude, and that's the point. I love them. I do. I love their little weapons. I think Tiffany's dress is so pretty. I love them. I love Bride of Chucky. It's like my third favorite Chucky movie. Spot 4 if we're talking the entirety of the Chucky franchise being rated, but third out of the movies. I love them. I think they're so cute. But that is going to bring the Living Dead dolls to a close. Okay, so for Monster High, I have it set up Gen 1 that are the, like, old dolls. Like, these are the dolls from before the Gen 2 rebrand. Nothing that's technically Gen 1 but has come out after 2020 is going to be in this group. The Skull Collectors and the 2020 Forward dolls are a different group. And then I hated Gen 3 at first, but I do have some weird, like, emotional attachment to them now. And I think it's because I worked in a daycare. And so I was, like, seeing kids talk about them. And, like, it was very nice to see people as excited about something I was when I was young. Still excited about it now. I don't know. But I also love the different body shapes. I've come around to G3, and so G3 is going to have her section too. But we're going to start with the original G1 dolls, starting with the signature Laguna Blue. I never had a Laguna as a child. I loved her. She just wasn't really the doll people reached for when they saw me. People thought of Draculaura when they thought of me, which is fair. Draculaura is also in, like, my top 5. Honestly, I think I only have, like, 5 or 6 different characters listed here. That's a lie. I have the Fright Camera Action Crew. I like most of them. But out of, like, the main ghouls, I was Laguna, Draculaura, and Claudine all day, every day. They were my top 3. I had the signature Draculaura. She is definitely ruined, but I don't really care for her now. I know everyone talks about how she's, like, the best Draculaura. I don't think that's true. I also think that her real drama is a lot cuter, so I don't really care to have both again, because I honestly was only really excited to have her for her diary as a kid. I thought the other Draculauras were cuter, but signature Laguna, I loved her. I want to have both Laguna signatures. I had such a crush on Laguna as a kid, like, such a crush on Laguna as a kid. I love her little outfit. I've always been really into her wedge sandals. I think her little her piranha is really cute. I love the flower. I love her webbing, like, her jewelry. I've always been a Laguna person. She's always been my baby. And I'd love to have her to make Kid Me happy, but also so I can put G1 and G3 signature Laguna together. And then directly after that, I have Dawn of the Dance Claudine. Something about when they use yellow and green on Claudine does it for me every time. I love her weird bob. I love her neon green fishnets. I love that shade of purple again. Like, I have such a thing for that color of purple, and dolls who are attached to it are gonna come up more. But I think she's beautiful. I love her multiple piercings she's got going on. Her bag, her shoes are so cute. I love the purple lipstick and how it perfectly matches the dress. I always thought Dawn of the Dance Claudine was the best Dawn of the Dance doll. And I still stand by that. So Dead Tired were the first dolls that I ever saw an ad for. I very vividly remember the ad for the Laguna hydration station. And that's what got me into Monster High at all. And so I would love to have the Laguna Blue Dead Tired with her hydration station. I don't care if it works. I just care to own it. You know? I don't know. I want her with all her little accessories. I think she's so cute. I really don't care for her second wave, Dead Tired, but I think her first wave is such a classic doll. Like, everyone knows that version of Laguna, you know? And then also from wave 1 of Dead Tired, I love the wave 1 Draculaura. Again, I don't always care for wave 2 Dead Tireds. I think some of them are a little boring. And wave 3. I think wave 3 got really lazy. But I love wave 1. I love her little polka dot, like, pantaloon pajama pants. I love the, like, straight up pigtails. I think she's the cutest. We have Signature Abby. Abby Abominable was my baby. I definitely also had a crush on her as a kid. I don't know what that says about me, but if you've seen my dating history, the people who know me, they're gonna say, yep, that makes sense for them. I love her. I love the fur. I had an Abby doll as a kid. I think I had Ghouls Rule Abby. And I remember the texture of her skin kind of being really annoying to me to touch it, but I thought she was beautiful. I've always been, like, super wrapped up in her dolls and how pretty their color palette is. I adore her. I think she's gorgeous. And then I don't really care for most of the Scarily Ever Afters. I don't even remember the name of Frankie's. I think I had Snowbite. Either I had Snowbite or a friend had Snowbite. One of the two. But the most beautiful Scarily Ever After doll will always be Little Dead Riding Hood, the Claudine from this line. I love her. I love the cheetah print inside the cape. I love the concept of the wolf being Little Red Riding Hood. I love the lavender they put with that red. I think they look really pretty together. I don't know. I've always found Claudine so fascinating. I think she's beautiful in this doll. Her hair color on this doll really draws me in. And again, she's the only Scarily Ever After I think is cute, but I love her so much. And then to talk about another Claudine, Dead Tired Wave 2, I believe this is the version that came out with the bunk bed. I don't know for sure. I loved the bunk bed. That is what she had, right? She had a bunk bed. She did, and then Draculaura had the jewelry box coffin. And then Frankie had her thing. I think Abby had a bed. I know Spectra had a bed, because I had it, but I didn't have a Spectra doll. Still on wave 2 of Dead Tired, I have Abby Abominable. I love when they use black detailing on Abby's outfits. I know a lot of people don't care for the black on her, but I think it's really pretty. I don't know. I find her so cute. I like how simple her nightgown is. I don't think they overdid anything with this one. But she's not simple enough that she's boring, you know? Like, she's a good balance. I love her. I love when the Dead Tireds are a good balance between decorative and genuine pajamas. I think that's why I have such an issue with the Wave 2 Draculaura, is I think first one was so good. And, like, Laguna's was lazy. I'm sorry, your first one was so good for Laguna, and then the second one is so boring. I don't know. But we have the signature Venus McFlytrap, who came out with Between Classes. I love her shoes. I love her hair. I know the flocking has, like, over the years started falling off when it comes to her, but I was so obsessed with her side shave as a kid. Her hair was always so cool to me. I love her vines. I think she has some of the coolest shoes out of any of the Monster High, like, original ghouls, to be honest. I don't know. I was really a big fan of Venus. I think she's such a cutie. I love how they kind of drew from, like, kind of punky type stuff with her. I love her. I don't know. I like her color palette. I think it's fun. And then I have the science classroom, Cleo Denial and Ghoulia Yelps. I love Cleo and Ghoulia. I think they are one of my favorite duos, but I think some of their dolls can either be really extravagant or really lackluster, and I think often there's no in between. But there's something about their little classroom stuff that I find so cute. A big part of it is I love Ghoulia's little elements dress. I think Cleo having her wraps on her coat is really cute. I don't know. I really like them. I like their mad science outfits. I think they're cute. I don't know, I love Cleo in this one. There's something about her that's so simple but so pretty. And then this is a budget doll, but Music Festival Venus. I love the fishnet detail on the skirt. I love the way the shirt's kind of torn up. She very much so feels like, I think the other ones were leaning Coachella, but she seemed like the hot girl at When We Were Young Fest, you know? And like, I think Warped Tour was still around at the time that this doll would have come out. So in my head, she's at Warped Tour or something. She's not at like Lala or whatever with all the other ones. She's at something a little more alternative, because in my head, that's what Venus listens to. I don't know. I love her. I love this outfit. I think it's so cute. I love the hair. The hair's like, I don't know. I love Venus and all of her little redos, but I really like that it's very pink. I think it suits her very well. And then I have art class Abby Abominable. Again, with the black, like the main color in that dress is black. I think it's really funny that she's doing ice sculptures. I don't know. I don't really like a lot of the art class dolls, but there's something about her that I find very cute. I think part of it's that her pink is there just in her goggles. I don't know. I love her. A lot of the time that's all I'm gonna have to say. Some of them, there's just a very emotional, like, childlike connection. I used to, like, if we got to go to Toys R Us, I'd be standing in the Monster High aisle, like, walking back and forth, desperately trying to decide who I wanted the most out of all of them. It was so hard as a kid. I don't know. I love Monster High. And then the signature dolls from Fright Camera Action. I have Honey Swamp. I've always thought her hair was some of the coolest hair in the entirety of Monster High. I love her color palette. I really like, again, if you know me, I'm like trying to build myself back to where I was, how I used to be, like genuinely pretty good at makeup and genuinely enjoyed it. I still enjoy it. I have a lot more imposter syndrome about it now that I'm older. But I want to work makeup, either editorial or special effects, and so the Fright Camera Action dolls were always like, I was really into them. I'm really into Viperine still. She's on the list a little lower down, but I think Fright's Camera Action gave us some of the cutest characters. I love them. I love Honey Swamp, especially as someone from the South, not from Louisiana, which I believe is where Honey Swamp is from. I think she has like a Creole sort of something going on, if I remember right. But I don't know. I love her. I love having a Southern doll who's into film. She's great. She's my baby. And then the signature Elizabeth. I have Elizabeth's signature, but not Draculaura's. Yeah, I think Elizabeth's outfit's cooler. I like the purple. Again, purple comes up a lot, but also she's so romantic goth, and like a way that I feel like Draculaura kind of sits between romantic goth and Lolita goth, and like so does Elizabeth, but Elizabeth's feels so much older and a little more mature with it than Draculaura's signature. I don't know. I love her. I think she's so cute. I do want to know how she works in movies, because Draculaura doesn't show up on pictures. I may just need to rewatch the movie. And then I already talked about her, Viperine Gorgon, the makeup artist doll. Of course, she's my baby. I love her color palette again. I think that pink is gorgeous. The texture her skin has that Deuce doesn't have. Like, I love hers. I thought she was wearing fishnets at first. Like, it's scales. I love her. I love her little snakes that are in her hair instead of her hair being completely snakes. I don't know. There's something about Viperine who's so beautiful to me. But that's going to be the end of our original set of dolls. I told you, I pick and choose. I only have ones that I genuinely still really love as like an adult. Ones that I think are beautiful. Even if I'm very attached to a doll itself, like character-wise, if I don't like her doll, she's not going on the list. I don't have any of the Mansters on that list. And like, I had Scarus Deuce as a kid, I think. I love Deuce. I love him so much. He's here on the 2020 dolls. I think he had a 2023 release. I love him. I love Holt and Jackson. I don't know, I think in those early days, the Mansters kind of looked kind of strange. Also, they often don't fit the, like, creepy cute sort of vibe I look at when I'm looking at dolls, but I do have a very special place in my heart for them. I don't have any Ghouls Rules character on here, because I don't really care for their, like, full ball gown outfits. I had Ghouls Rule Draculaura, and her hair was a hassle. Wherever she is, she has expo marker in her eyes. I do remember doing that as a kid, but I don't remember why I did that. I just have very vivid memory of, I think they got colored in green. Like, not even a color that matched her palette. I don't know why I did that. I just remember doing it. But I think the Ghouls Rule dolls have they're very complicated in a way I don't really care for. I like when they're complicated in a way that's very, like, cohesive. And I feel like they were a little all over the place back then. But we are now getting into the Skelectors, the 2020s, and the Haute Coutures. We're going to start with the most beautiful Draculaura, who still leans pink. There's another one I think is a lot prettier. The Haute Couture Draculaura from 2022. I love her wings. I love her wings. I love her bag. I know she was way overpriced. I don't care. I love her. I think she's so cute. There's something about her face mold where she just doesn't look quite like original Draculaura, but she's cute enough, you know? I love her. I think she's beautiful. This is such a beautiful doll to me. And then directly after her, I have Haute Couture Claudine. I don't know what's different about her face. What I do know is I think this is the most beautiful face that a Monster High doll has ever had. She's stunning. She's so beautiful. That fur over one shoulder. Again, she's got that, like, the yellow gold accents, but there's something about her face. She is the most beautiful doll that I have ever seen. Ever. And then after her, I have the real dramas. I have Claudine, Laguna, and Draculaura on the list. I don't really care for Frankie's. I really don't care for G1 Frankie at all. She was always my least favorite doll back then. She was one of my least favorite characters. I never really found her all that interesting. And I feel kind of bad about that, but, like, I never found her that interesting. I still don't, but the real dramas, I love that turquoise on Laguna. The purple on Claudine pops so beautifully that, like, she's captivating. I think Draculaura's is really cute. I don't know, those 3 of the 5 are my favorite. I wish Ghoulia had one, but I don't even know what color Ghoulia's would be. Red? Would she be red? I think that's her only accent color. The rest of her's gray and blue. But I don't know. I'd love a Ghoulia. And then first Skull Collector on here, who was very controversial for being too simple, but I think if you had done them any more, like, cluttered, they wouldn't make sense for who they are. Frankenstein's monster and his bride. I don't like that they're posed like they're in love. I know it's because I think in this version they're supposed to be Frankie's, like, biological parents, but, like, the Frankenstein, like, Bride of Frankenstein movie, she doesn't want anything to do with him. But that being said, I love that movie. It's probably my favorite black and white horror movie. I'm very attached to Frankenstein's monster. Like, if you don't know, I am a mother of 2. I have Frankenstein's monster on this hip, and I have Glenn Ray on this hip. I'm a mother of 2. I'm very maternal over those characters. I don't know what it is, but I love them to pieces. Love them with my whole soul. Even if I just had Frankenstein and not his bride, I think I'd be okay. But I think his bride's so beautiful, I'd need both. And then the first holiday, holiday? You know what I mean. The Love Edition, Deuce and Cleo. Deuce Gorgon is my favorite Manster. I love Holt and Jackson. I think they are so fun as characters. But Deuce Gorgon, the man you are. I think this Cleo is the most beautiful Cleo doll to ever be released. I don't know what it is. I think Deuce and Cleo are my favorite couple from Monster High, like out of the official ones who are in the official like character lineup. I love them. I think they're so good. I'd do anything for them. I love this box. Everything about it. His suit is so cute. And then her dress, how she's like leaning into the teal more. She's beautiful. This is another controversial skull collector. You know they were gonna be here though. You knew from how I was talking in the Living Dead dolls and how I look, they'd be here. Chucky and Tiffany. I know they're hated. I get that people hate the blood splatter pattern on Tiffany's dress. I understand that. However, in my head, this is just after the nail gun scene. Because this is clearly Bride. This isn't Seed. So she'd be bloody. Okay? I don't care. And like, why wasn't Chucky a manster? Chucky should have been a manster. Almost everyone into Monster High is a sapphic. They know their audience. You know what number one sapphic costume I see? Chucky and Tiffany. Y'all keep hitting Chucky and Tiffany with the sapphic gun, so Monster High did too. And I love it. I want the weird sapphic Chuck-iffany. Is that what their ship name is? I don't even ship them like that. Like, I think they're awful for each other, but no one else could match their freak. But I love them. I love them so much. I think she is beautiful. She is beautiful and he's just Chucky. And that's how it's always been. That's how it should be. I don't know. I love them. She's so beautiful. Chucky's cute too, but Tiffany's just blow you out the water beautiful. I love her. For the most beautiful Draculaura doll of all time, Vampire Heart Draculaura. Her dress, her bangs, but her dress. She's beautiful. She is take your breath away beautiful. I'm obsessed with her. I need her. I need her in her own special display. She's beautiful. I'm obsessed. And then I have the Howlday Winter Edition Claudine Wolf again. Claudine's 2020 releases are some of the most beautiful dolls. And I'd like to believe they're also beautiful in Apology for Freak du Chic. If Freak du Chic Claudine is your favorite Claudine, I know what you are. And I mean that. She's so stunning. The fully purple hair, the like tulle in her dress, her headpiece. I love a good headpiece like that. I saw a girl, I think she was going to see Ghost, and she had like a cross headpiece similar to that. There's just something about hair pieces like that I'm so obsessed with. And then for my last two from this group, one of them I like more than the other, but the Wednesday collection, and I'm not even that big of a Wednesday fan. I haven't watched season 2 yet. My family has watched it twice already, though. I don't know. After the other half comes out, I might watch it. I don't really care for how empty it is. Although I didn't see Xavier in any of my watch-throughs, so maybe the reason I didn't want to watch is no longer a problem. Please let me know if you know. But the Raven Wednesday, something about her outfit is so interesting to me. I don't know. The, like, pants under the tulle, I'm very interested in the way she's set up. I think she's one I'd, like, prefer to be able to see in person, or, like, I need to go look at other people's pictures of her. But there's something about her I find very captivating. However, the reason they're here, I love Emma Myers. I think she's a phenomenal actress. I think she's adorable. Especially in Enid. I love Enid so much. And her doll is so cute. She's so on the nose for what Emma Myers looked like to me. I don't know. I think she's precious. I know people don't like the added detailing to her sweater. I do think that was a strange choice, but she's so cute. I think she is one of the cutest dolls to ever exist. I'm in love with her. Like, I love her to death. we're gonna move on to Monster High G3. We're almost done here. I think I only have like 6 or 7 dolls for this, and then we're gonna get into our weird miscellaneous group. But I have, again, the signatures are called Fabulous Friends in this one. I have Laguna already, so she's not here. But I do have Fabulous Friends, Draculaura on the list. Again, I love a doll with the split dye hair. We talked about it with Onyx. It's back here. I love the split dye. I love her V-bangs. I think G3 Draculaura's body type is so cute. There's just something about her I find very adorable. I love how weird Count Dracula... is that Count Fangula? Count Fabula? What is his name? The bat. I think the bat is really cute here. And then I have Fabulous Friends, Abby Abominable. There's something about her. She's so cunty. She's so cunty. I don't know. I love her. I think her face mold is like to die for. And I think the original Abby has a to die for face mold, but something about her face mold, she's really tall from what I've seen compared to the other dolls. In love with her. I'm talking about face molds and hair. Fabulous Friends, Venus McFlytrap. She's more punk than the original Venus, and I stand by that. Her curl, braids are so cute. I love the braids on the side instead of the felting. Her outfit is just stunning. She has the prettiest face mold. I'm obsessed with her. I love her so much. I think she is the cutest punk doll we have ever gotten from anything. I love her. I love her uneven, leg warmers and stuff. I'm obsessed. And then I have Creepover Cleo Denial. Again, I like when the Creepover dolls and the Dead Tireds or whatever make sense for their doll, but they're not overdone. I actually like that her wraps are molded on, although I do wish they were painted. I love the teal lean-in they went with her. As far as I know, Nephra isn't in this version, so when she's more teal, I don't really mind. I love the, gold sleep mask. Her, strapless pajamas are so silly. I love the lace, the, wrap design on it. I don't know, something about her is so beautiful. And again, I think it is because she's kind of basic. I almost think Cleo from G3 almost leans a little Bratz doll with it. I don't know how to explain that, though. But, I'm obsessed with her. I'm really into her. And then I actually have 2 Frankies, because while I don't like G1 Frankie, I think there's something about G3 Frankie. I think it's their face mold. Again, I think they have a really cute face mold. I think some of the, changes to the faces were really well done in G3. I love the prosthetic. I like they're a little strange. Their personality's a little odd. I like them. But I have Welcome Committee Frankie. I like the shoes. It's something about all the, rainbows and, I love the, cut off, cropped button-up situation. I think it's really cute how Frankie cuts off their pants so you can see the prosthetic. I don't know. I love this one. I like the pan flag. They're a little messed up color-wise, but they're basically the pan flag. Shoes. I don't know. I love Frankie in G3. I admit it. I also have the Scary Sweet Birthday, Frankie and Draculaura. I think this is the prettiest G3 Draculaura. I think she is so much cuter than the original Sweet 1600 Draculaura. I think this Frankie outfit is so good. It's to die for. I love the pink prosthetic they have in some of their outfits. I think the balloon's cute. I don't know. There's something about that belt. It kind of reminds me of the icicle belt from Ghouls Rule Abbey, but a little well done, better done. I don't know. I'm obsessed. But that is the end of Monster High. I'm gonna go through some quick miscellaneous dolls real quick. I don't know if y'all remember Once Upon a Zombie, but I am obsessed with them. Again, we talked about with Living Dead dolls. I love a zombie. I love a zombie motif. And if you know me, you know Tangled is my top Disney movie of all time. She's not my top Disney princess. That's Merida, but Tangled is one of my favorite movies. I actually really like the Grimm's Brothers. I have them over here. This one. The Grimm's Brother version of Rapunzel is also really good, and Once Upon a Zombie Rapunzel is just so beautiful to me. I think she's so strange, but in the most beautiful way. I love her. I know she'd probably be, like, a pain to find, but I adore her. And then I have the pocket full of Posiez, which I just found out about them recently. As far as I know, there's only 3 dolls. But Deadly Cute Delilah is the most adorable thing I have seen in my entire life. She's so cute, and that shade of pink is so good. I don't know, it's something about her brows. I really loved the way her face was painted. I love the dress. Again, she kind of leans a little Lolita. I like it. I don't know, I feel like someone's gonna hear me talking about Lolita, and they're gonna think I mean that damn book. That book. So disrespectfully, that book, and fuck anyone who romanticizes it. I'm talking about the style that started in Japan, to try to make them less attractive to grown men because they wanted their own expression that didn't have to include sexuality. And then Western culture went and sexualized the shit out of it. It's not their fault. It is not the style's fault that y'all are weird about the style. I think the style is cute. But our final one, I brought them up earlier. If you know me, Glenn is one of my favorite characters ever. They're my favorite character from the Chucky franchise. And I think a lot of their dolls are really ugly, but the Trick or Treat Studios replica of Glenn. The replica of Glenn means so much to me. I would do anything for it. It runs like almost $2,000 secondhand, and it's been discontinued. If it ever gets brought back, though, I'm first in line. It is one of the few dolls that gets it right, like the proportions, but it's also the only one that recognized Glenn's lips are gray. They're like a purple toned gray. And all the other dolls, their lips are black. And that's a big thing, and what throws off Glenn dolls from looking right is that the lips are wrong. But the Trick or Treat Studio Glenn is so perfect. It's so perfect. I saw a girl who carries her Chucky doll around when she has to use public transit so people leave her alone because they think she's insane. That would be me with Glenn. I would be taking that thing everywhere. I would be so strange about it. I don't know. Again, I'm so maternal about Glenn and Frankenstein. I care so much for them. I love them so much. And I do have non-dolls that almost made the list because they kind of count. If you know Spider Baby from Spirit Halloween, they're coming home with me this year. But I considered dolls things that were multiple pieces and could be folded or like posed in some way, whether that be through articulation or folding of like a Raggedy Ann can be folded, you know, like that type of stuff. So if they didn't fit either of those options, they didn't make the cut. Although if I can throw in one doll I'd love to have created, I would love for the Chucky franchise to get dolls. I'd love to see Lachlan Watson's version of Glenn and Glinda. I think they'd have to make a new body mold though. I think they have some of the coolest outfits in the whole show, and I'd love to see a Glenn and Glinda collector, or even like just like a normal Glenn. But I think because they'd have to make a new body mold, that never happened. If it does though, Mr. Mancini, if you ever agree to make more Monster High dolls, I'm first in line. I will be there. I will be first in that queue. I don't care that I don't have doll money. I'll find doll money. But all that being said, thanks for listening to me just like coo about how beautiful I think other people's art is. I had a great time with you. I actually had a lot of fun just kind of yapping. If you had fun with me, I don't know, maybe subscribe or something. Come hang out again. I do weird stuff. I don't even know what movie we're doing next week, but next week I'm doing my makeup and talking about a horror movie. We do it at least once a month around here. It's fun. So if you want to hang out, maybe come back, but otherwise, see you later, baby. You have a good one. Bye.